Like,
Hey folks, we had some slight issues with our guest Mark's mic during the recording. I was able to save it in the editing, but you may notice a slight difference in the overall audio quality when Mark is talking. Thanks for listening and enjoy.
Dance, flow, hit it right. Yes, we can go all night. Dance, flow, hit it right. Don't you know we can go all night? Bounce it around. Go all night. Bounce it around.
if I'm gonna eat any
Bounce
fast
it,
food, I'd rather
bounce it
like at least
around.
I'll bring up the guys and
Go
eat
all
like
night.
grains.
Yeah.
You know, or like spinach.
At least pretend.
This is plastic spinach.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Spinach adjacent.
I
Yeah,
always know what I'm
dude.
gonna get from Subway, so it's dependable. If there's no good food at all, I'm like, Subway's
Yeah,
all right.
but dude, my bar for Subway is such a low bar that I would have to be in the biggest food desert ever. There have
It's
to
been,
be
I've been there though.
literally-
When you need the Subway, you need the Subway now.
Subway. That's how I feel about. That's how I'm increasingly feeling about Chipotle these days. Every time I eat Chipotle, I swear to God,
Dude, Chipotle is disgusting.
it's real gross.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's real
Nathan,
gross.
give us a welcome back.
Oh yeah,
Or how's it going?
folks. How's it going? Welcome to your Pretend Friends podcast. We are here with a special guest star. We know him.
Serenade us.
We love him. His name's Mark. Go ahead, give him a round.
Mark
of applause, folks.
McDonald.
My name is Mark. I am a shark. Can't see in the dark.
That's
That's what I do when I lose my keys. That's what I say.
You know, that's the best start any of our guests have ever had. So.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, you've done the best so far. So that's pretty good.
That was pretty good. You rhymed Mark with shark.
If
Folks,
I
for
lose
you
my
at
keys,
home
that's
who
what
don't
I do.
know,
That's my jingle.
Mark is our first guest ever on this show.
Also, good friend.
Yeah, he's part of this friend circle and just is too busy to be part of the podcast. So we're happy that he was able to show up today.
Mark and I initially bonded over a terrible entry level sales role that we talked about last time.
Ooh,
Mark
shout
was
out.
right there with me going through the throes, getting gunned down, having your dreams slowly shatter before you as you see your peers take leaps and bounds in their career while you sort of tread water and then this purgatory
Damn.
of mediocrity.
Oh.
So yeah, that's where me and Mark, that's where Mark and I met.
Cold
The worst
calling,
part,
email
this whole thing was
blasting.
happening very close to San Jose, California. As we agreed.
Which, as we all agree, is a not fun city to be in.
it's not the best.
So
How do you be
okay,
euphemistic about this?
the topic today, Nathan.
Wait, the topic today, folks, artificial intelligence. What it means to you. What it means for your life.
Now-
and am I really gay?
We are.
I asked ChatGPT. It says yes.
Yeah.
You ask your robo advisor. Yeah. So AI has been taking over the free market, which means it's been taking over everything these days in all conversations and facets. And, it's a very timely moment of our lives to sit back and think about the implications of this new technology and if it's being used responsibly or not. This is NPR.
You know,
my name
I
is
like
Oscar.
so and on the
Deep
notes,
throater.
the first bullet point just said, "Is AI real?" which I thought was really funny.
Well,
But I also understand what you're saying.
So
too.
that's me being a huge nerd, right? With the whole thing with AI, or in the sense where like anything now that's called AI that's in production
Yeah.
is not real
It's not AI.
artificial intelligence. They are sophisticated machine learning based language models.
Yes. Like ChatGPT is not thinking. It is a very good tool at presenting a giant amalgamation summary of information in a digestible manner. That's all it's doing.
When you guys said AI is not real, I assumed it was because a lot of those AI products are actually just like 52 Indian guys. Like,
Yeah, now it's a double entendre. Now it's a double entendre, right? Where like, yeah.
Well, that's also
yeah.
true.
So yeah, we'll get to that.
Didn't
But yeah,
Amazon get caught doing that?
yes.
Amazon.
I think ChatGPT did too.
dude,
The
okay.
Amazon like walkout stores really just had a bunch of Indian people watching.
Hold on, we got yeah. So these stores, right? They're supposed to be able to just walk into. That's their whole play, right? Is that you can walk into it, take something off the fucking shelf, take something else off the shelf, and something else maybe.
Yeah.
And you just leave.
And then
Yeah, I
the
And you'll
camera
get
is-
billed and charged, sort of just like mysteriously using cloud AI technology,
The
right?
cameras are supposed to automatically detect what you took from the shelves using AI.
yeah.
So it turns out, and this was years ago. This has been something that's
5
been-
years at least.
Yeah, at least 5
Was it
years.
really
It's been a
5
thing.
years?
Yes, it's
bro.
been a while.
Man, life is just.
And somehow I don't know how this
cascading.
happens though, but it came to light eventually.
Yeah, it was like a month ago or
It
so.
was 1,000 Indian people in India, who were just constantly manually monitoring the security cameras.
Think about that though.
and that's why like it apparently would take hours to be built.
Yeah.
When it should take seconds.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
That's
like
like
really,
the
if it
whole thing.
really was, yeah.
Also, that feels like such an invasion of privacy.
Wow.
All of these people
Just
were
farming
the
them up.
guys that while there are a bunch of cameras in the store, it's just like computers using it to detect what you take. But instead, 1,000 Indian people are watching you.
This
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
is.
That's so weird.
Well,
You're
it's
being
funny,
watched.
too,
by-
it's like-
putting the
I
eye
know,
on
You
it.
think it's weird because they're Indian or because you're being watched?
You're just being watched.
I know something about an Indian person.
Well, you're
watching.
being watched by just someone across
Can
the
you
world.
imagine
It's
Indian
so-
people?
Like, can you just imagine?
Jacob felt the need to point out that these people were.
You know, it's funny. I know like what was really
Just a
happening was
funny
like
detail.
It's-
someone
it's
was
true.
sitting in an office.
Someone somewhere else is just watching. That's really strange.
Like
bro.
I know that's what's really happening, but when I first heard this, it's just hilarious to me that it was like someone was just like taking stuff off the shelf, and then they
Yeah.
accidentally knocked a wall down, and it was just like an Indian guy on the wall, just like,
Or think about this. Think about this. Right, they're watching you. It's a grocery store, so I bet there's some Indian dude who's just like, "Don't get the candy."
damn, that's a
What
terrible.
if you
Indian
go too
accent.
fast? You pull
Bad
too
for
many
you,
of
bad
them.
for you. They can like judge like
Oh,
how
yeah,
you eat.
yeah.
They're like,
Yeah,
oh,
no,
mac
no,
and-
they're making
mac and
judgments
cheese
on you.
again, Bernice.
No, yeah.
You know,
This woman comes every day at the same fucking time and gets easy Mac. Like,
It's easy. Are you okay? Like,
I looked
something else, woman.
out of curiosity, I looked up Easy Mac and I can't believe she's putting that in her body.
oh, it's disgusting.
Yo, shout out Easy Mac though.
or I bet the guy who has to watch the camera of like the Indian aisle, he's just
Okay.
like, this is not even close to
This is
actual
not
Indian
authentic
food.
Indian food.
So it turns out that so the Indian employees accounted for 70% of all purchases. So the only ones that actually did work were like single item. Like if
Yeah.
you picked up one thing and left with one thing.
Oh wow.
Otherwise, it was kicked over to these people who would do it manually. and kinda see
Maybe,
what-
maybe,
So it was a
maybe
combination.
you guys have more insight to this because you're more keyed into biz dev stuff. But why? Why not just have a store with a guy? Isn't that more?
Well, isn't the answer to
It's
that,
not novel.
Isn't it the
You have to
answer?
pay him.
Wait, sorry, go, Mark.
And the wages you're paying these 1,000 Indian people are probably lower than having one person per store.
That's
and
crazy.
then you would probably have to have like 4 people per store. Think about how many people would shop at a single
Yeah,
time.
you need at least a manager.
Also, like tech stock is all about like future looking, right? So they want it to be seen as like, look, we have this amazing AI technology no one else has. Somehow, no one else has figured out to do how to do this, but Amazon has.
And the really insidious thing about all this,
Yeah, let's invest in Amazon. They're really taking off now, huh?
Apparently,
look
we
at their
should really be
AI.
investing
is that
in-
since tech has led the market for so long now, like a
Yeah.
lot of companies and other industries are doing as tech does. So now this has become a thing where it's like now it's affecting real shit, making things like much worse off. You know what I mean?
like what?
Like, okay, so for example, I guess one of the AI things that people are sort of concerned with that they're already seeing is that like there's like AI wait staff or like AI like fast food cashier.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that, right? Where it's like the upside of it is that like yeah, you don't have to pay someone anymore, but like societally the downside is like now teenagers don't have an entry level job to
Yeah.
like learn how to work. Like to learn how to work though, right? Like to
Yeah.
learn how to like do something
Yeah.
and like learn how to do, you know what I'm saying?
and you're
Like,
also getting like I feel like
and immigrants and a lot of people. It affects like lower class people.
There is like
basically.
a hot pot place in San Francisco that has like like robots bring shit around.
I'll tell you that there is a cost associated to it, and that 20 to 50 queries is the same amount of energy as a bottle of
Yeah.
water.
Yeah. So the thing is too is that's a big criticism that Mark just pointed out is like you have
Yeah.
these huge models basically, or these huge like AIs that are just like going through all this like data and shit, and those queries are pretty taxing from like an energy perspective.
Yeah.
oh, that makes sense.
I think if it
to
really
think
takes
about like
off,
how
we
that would
die.
scale to get to a point. So think about it now, right? If it's already that big now, and AI right now is like kind of shitty.
Right.
Like it's stupid. Like you can trick AI to do a bunch of stuff because like they're
Yeah.
just dumb little robots that just do what you tell them
Yeah.
to do.
Computers
That's
essentially
like half the
work.
fun of like AI content is seeing people. Like,
So think
dig
about
around
that.
with
To
it.
make them better,
Yeah.
you would need to have like theoretically, you would need a larger data set, right? A larger training model.
Or just
You need
more,
more inputs. So that would just be a larger. It would just have to
more
be bigger and
inputs, more
bigger.
CPUs. Computers work basically are built architecturally like the brain, right? So imagine what computers are right now compared to the human consciousness. It's going to obviously, like you're saying, you need to get bigger to match what we're doing compared to what they're doing right now. They're not
Yeah.
doing shit.
I feel like a lot of
Not
times,
thinking.
yeah. What kind of bothers me is like it's like you have like all the nerds, no offense, like in tech, who like
None
weren't
taken.
who have like a fundamental misunderstanding and underestimation of like the capabilities of the human mind.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
human brain is insanely fucking smart, dude, in terms of how many things we can do like in like a split second, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing against self-driving cars. Like you're never going to be able to replicate like the type of reflexes and like cognitive processing that a human brain and eye has, like in that specific moment, right? To like react to deviant actions or shit like that.
I think
What
the
if it
only
can
way,
calculate the speed that you're going at, and the one that another is going at, and like drive you out of the way, and know that this lane is empty?
Hey,
Like,
Yeah, wouldn't
it
that be
needs
nice?
to get to that
do
level.
That all
It needs to be at that
Need
level.
it to be
Yeah.
done. Yeah, exactly. It has to be like that fast and that like nuance.
I think the only way they could match us is if they had the advantage of being all the cars being part of a neural network. Because right now we can't directly communicate with someone next to us, but if we could, we'd obviously be better. So that could make up for it. But that requires everyone to adopt it, which obviously is not possible. Not everyone's going to even get an electric car, let alone a self-driving one.
There's a new controversy because Google is now just, instead of sending you to the website,
Yeah.
it now has a summarized response,
So an AI summary.
which is completely killing the traffic to your
No,
website.
they have both, but like AI summary is up top. Wait,
AI
before-
summary at the top. Don't click on the sub websites that actually have the real answer that we scraped. Just read our summary. We're gonna kill your traffic
And also at the
take
same
your data and use it.
Google has been making search worse for years as well.
yeah.
dude, and
That's been like the joke. Like,
Yeah.
and if I ever have a question, I always just type the question, and then the next word is like Reddit, because I just want to avoid Google.
dude. Okay,
They
wait,
have
wait.
3
Hold on,
sponsored
Hold
links
on.
at this
Yeah,
yeah, they just got SEO to death.
So many
So I
sponsored
learned,
links.
I learned something, right?
What did you learn?
So there's a Reddit and Google struck up a deal where Google gets
really?
exclusive rights and access to Reddit's data for training data for Google's AI model, right?
Are you fucking kidding
In
me?
exchange for search?
In exchange for what?
Okay, so mysteriously now, if you search things on Google, there's a lot of Reddit like search the results without you needing to search Reddit anymore.
That actually makes a ton of sense.
It seems like a convenience factor. Like, oh wow, these guys know the internet.
The whole joke with like put something in Reddit, that stems from Reddit itself having basically a non-functioning search like mechanism. So it makes sense that they just said, "Fuck it, let's make a deal with Google."
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah, but okay, but hold on. So because of this, right, which is like this seems so like non-competitive, like antitrust like type
Yeah.
shit. Like seems like
Yeah.
like it should be illegal. Where
Absolutely.
basically, like Reddit gave Google all of its training data for its ML, and Google in return has like surfaced a lot of Reddit results in their search results, which has been shitty already, and which has already been like pay for play recently, right? But they
Yeah.
organically pushed them up. Organically, quote unquote. Reddit's traffic grew 500%.
Oh my fucking god!
500%, bro.
That's
These fools are
crazy,
fucking boosting.
Yeah, that's wild.
These fools are fucking like sharing, like, and then. So this is before Reddit. This is right before Reddit IPO'd. So Reddit IPOs.
Sick timing.
Then their I think one of their founders sold 500,000 shares.
When they are
Nice.
All this
Well
happened
played,
in
lol.
perfect sequential,
That's
nice,
how it's done.
pretty
my
order.
friend. Way to go. Well played, Reddit.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait,
It'd be funny if Google only got access to like certain subreddits, so the only thing in its data and the only thing in its ML language is a bunch of like furry fan art.
wait, hold on.
Google also has in its terms that it doesn't, if you have articles on your website that are determined to be like AI generated, you like get a lower score, a search score. So they're even like dampening down competition and making way for their own ML
Because they
and
the
boosting up Reddit organically too. So it's like a way to for Reddit to circumvent that penalty.
It's annoying, and you look at it, and it's like, yeah, that's like maybe anti-consumer, anti-competitive. But you also kind of look at it. The older I get, the more like, damn, you well played, my friends.
No, not
And that's-
really. I
that's
think
how
you
that's
I
how
think you look
fucking
back on it and you
claw to the
realize
top.
that like there's a lot of times where there's big antitrust cases before that like probably did prevent monopolies that would have like everyone's worse off in a monopoly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I get that, but it's
Oh, but you
still
like
kind of just like,
strategically, yeah.
I mean, it's just like, hey, yeah,
You guys-
it's like that was
Yeah, well the thing is like it's like what is the monopoly that they're not I feel like it's like to play in an industry that still has yet to be fully vetted, that being AI and like its
Yeah.
applications, right? Because right now it seems like a lot of applications are especially more insidious, where it's like they're just talking about like how they're replacing shit and not necessarily like improving life. Like there's probably a lot of really cool shit that that AI can do for people, like regular people, besides take their job.
I got an example. My last album cover I made with generative AI.
Oh, cool.
And a prompt from my friend. He was like, I want it to be a Jupiter with a giant base and a lot of purple with the dark sky and the
And you
stars
did
in the
that-
background.
You did that just with a prompt, or did you take
Just a
that
prompt.
and then change it at all? Just,
I didn't change it at all.
What about you being in it? You probably put that on, right?
That I photoshopped in, but I got the background.
Yeah, so maybe you're like surfing like on
quick.
what does it look like?
Right.
Jacob, this is an editor's note. Can you splice in 30 seconds of Mark's song?
Macy Boy. Macy Boy. Macy Boy.
Galaxy Gal.
Macy Boy.
Galaxy Gal. Gal.
Macy Boy.
Galaxy Gal.
Yeah,
Macy Boy.
it's in the video.
This one is
Show
Macy
everyone the
Macy
album
Boy.
art.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, Mark, as a podcast on Spotify, you can recommend 2 things, and I recommend your songs.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Working on another one.
Mark. So you make music, right? As your stage name, The Good One. Look up The Good One on Spotify. Everyone, shout out.
Macy Boy.
So what is your view then on like AI used like for like creative stuff, like the arts and shit like that?
I think it makes it really easy for someone who doesn't have artistic skills to describe what they want and then have the machine just make it for them. And if you have to change your prompt a little bit, you can just keep tweaking it till you get it right.
Now, Mark, I think I'm gonna maybe get what maybe Shane was saying.
But then I'm not paying somebody.
You're not an artist, right? You don't paint. You don't do like
Well, I make
digital
music.
art.
You
make music,
You
that's
make
art.
music, right? So if someone made just a song completely out of AI, would that annoy you?
If they made it as, I think that it's talentless of Drake to have an AI rap for him and bring back someone's dead, like bring back Tupac who's dead.
Okay, but let's say
so funny he
you
did
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
let's say you develop a skill as like a producer of music, but now that skill is obsolete because people are just start using AI.
Well, if their prompt was cool enough and it sounds unique, I would still be down to consume it.
Really, you'd be down
How
with your
could it
job
ever
being
sound unique
replaced.
though if it's AI generated?
No,
It's
AI, 'cause it's
everything
just
we've ever
pulling from
created
other
is
it's
just
pulling
an
from stuff that
amalgamation of
exists
other.
already, right?
But isn't that what we do with art too?
No.
We reinterpret other pieces and blend them together to make something new.
But it's in a way that an AI can never reproduce.
Yeah,
It might though. It
because
created
it
an
doesn't.
album cover.
But Mark, the main missing piece is intelligence.
It's just
It's
absorbing
literal,
other
like
people's.
reasoning,
think.
yeah, and like real time reasoning and stuff.
Right.
That's the thing is that like when people say AI, it's like
Doesn't
dude,
have
real
good
AI is
reasoning,
like sentient, like a robot
It's
that can
not
think
sentient.
without
Well,
you
the-
needing to tell it what to do. Like that's like a real AI.
The main thing with AI is it cannot interject something completely new. It only has what already exists to work with.
But don't we all
An
though?
artist interjects new things. Obviously, they're building off of what they learned, but you're creating something, right?
It's true.
But
And I feel
everything,
like-
everything I've created is inspired by
gonna
something else. Though.
applications for both because there's a lot of times when you need to create placeholder stuff that doesn't have the need to be unique. Like I don't give a shit
Yeah.
if someone makes an advertisement for with AI, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Yeah, or I don't care if someone uses AI to make like a jingle for the commercial, whatever. But I would be
That is taking
annoyed.
jobs, though.
I would be annoyed if an artist came up and was like, "Hey, I just generated this whole thing via AI, and I'm like presenting it side by side with all these other folks that didn't use AI, trying to present it as the
what
same
makes it
thing."
even
How are you going
worse.
to do a
Nah.
live performance when you're not don't have a real voice or a real person?
Yeah.
wait,
That'd be kind of good. Like you basically we're working towards like the gorillas, but the gorillas not having people behind them. It's just like little AI people.
yeah, that sucks.
That would suck.
Who the fuck
Yeah.
wants that?
Well, and the most
I mean,
ironic,
who knows? A lot of people. But it's like, I get up in arms. I'm like, oh, that's garbage. It's not art. But you look at the fucking slop people are consuming these days. You look at the fucking slop. You go on Netflix. You go on any of these streaming platforms. It's garbage.
It is garbage.
Maybe the people want garbage. Maybe this is just a more effective way to deliver the slop that these people want.
But then
Okay,
you
but-
won't get any movies or anything.
But
that you
no,
like.
see, that's the thing. You always will.
you won't.
There's always going to be a baseline because there's always been shit, and then
But you
there's
have to
always
pay
been
for
artists
those.
that rise above.
But you have
and,
to
like,
pay
present
for that.
something
But you have to
interesting.
pay that.
you don't.
Yeah,
and-
of course.
And you
But
don't
you
know.
don't have to pay a robot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And you don't know.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to
Also-
pay if they're gonna
At
watch
least
it
someone- at
anyway.
least someone's
If
cashing a
you're
check
saying
for making a
exactly what
slop.
they're saying. Like, oh, if people want it anyway. It doesn't
Yeah.
fucking matter.
And you
We'll
also
just
don't
pay the
know.
robot.
You don't know what it looks like in 50 years where let's say everything becomes AI generated. Now the AI is learning from itself, and you don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, we don't.
Right now they are working off actually.
Like I'm also not a believer. I also everyone's just like, oh, you don't know what it's going to be in 50 years. Like maybe it would have been amazing, but maybe this will just fizzle out. I mean, it's actually not possible, and that we oversold the shit out of AI, and it's actually not going to be that.
And that's
big.
the fear, is that I feel like by the time we realize that, it would have been too late, and that people would have jumped the gun on replacing certain things, critical functions and critical people with fucking robots, right?
It'd be so funny
and
if
then it kind
I
of just will all like start to unravel, and it'd be like, oh shit.
It'd be really funny if I took my kid to
I
school.
probably should have made my surgeon a robot.
Yeah, with AI, because this AI fucking sucks.
No, that's my heart.
Yeah.
My situation threw him a curveball. I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, it'll probably fuck up with your
Hey, doctors are expensive, okay? Like, it's the doctor's fault for demanding that much money. Now,
Okay,
we had to use the AI at Stanford Medical Center.
Going back to the going back
Well,
to
think about
August-
the investment.
It's the insurance
I can't
company's
pay
fault.
for 8 years
It's
of
the
college
insurance
and
companies you
then
should be really mad at.
being
Don't
put in
hate
residency.
each other.
Yeah, it's gonna be mad at me bad at fucking Aetna. Fuck you,
Yeah.
bro.
But what if people decide to listen to AI podcasts instead of this? You know,
I don't know. I think podcasts are one of those things that's not replicable via AI, because it's like we're literally it's literally just having pretend friends. That's
You're
the name of the
responding to
podcast.
each other, though.
but I think that's
Yeah.
Like, do you think AI is good enough to respond? Have you guys seen
No.
that new? Was it the new Google one, or was it the one that?
ChatGPT-O.
Yeah,
is
the one
new
that took like
version
the
of
one that like
voice.
got announced, and then Duolingo's like stock dropped like
Oh, really?
25%.
Why?
Yeah.
Because
Why?
it teaches you languages.
Yeah, because you can like talk to it, and it'll be like conversational and teach
Oh,
you.
wow. Is
that
You're gonna
out,
sound
or
like
is
a
it co-
fucking speaking Spanish to an AI. There's no way that thing knows enough like slang and like subtleties for you to like actually
ChatGPT is
learn
gonna
Spanish.
make you think you know Spanish, and then you're gonna say something.
You're gonna
like,
sound like Peggy Hill.
You're gonna say something wrong in Mexico. and get-
Every time she
She's
speaks
so
Spanish,
confident,
and they
knows
show
it.
the translation, she's always just like saying like the stupidest shit.
And like the other
She's
person's like,
hold on,
what?
hey, I got this. It's like my nacho is in my backyard. It's just like the guy's like,
And it's
what?
like,
It only works because they're confused.
Well, that's just one of those things, because like it's like you can't truly learn any language from like that's why I
Yeah.
never bothered with Duolingo. I never bothered with any of those things.
But
Because
you see
you
the
have to
thing,
immerse
yeah.
yourself around people speaking it, because there's subtleties, there's the way you carry yourself, the way you like hold your words,
Yeah.
like slang, all that kind of stuff you can't replicate.
But that's what we're saying, is that it's like that's what's scary, is that like they will try.
Okay, but even
they
outside,
certainly will.
let's say completely outside.
locos for life.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There won't be any movies like that anymore, or there'll be a million.
Even
It's terrifying.
Even if you
bro.
ignore whether or not AI is better than the alternative, a thing that a lot of people are missing is the whole like copyrighted material thing. They're all getting trained off of copyrighted stuff. They don't actually have
yeah.
That's gonna be
There's
the real
legal
thing that's gonna take it
ramifications,
down.
yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
That's gonna be the real thing that's gonna put an end to all this.
So it's like
is the,
learning off of artists'
legal. It's
music
It's gonna be
and
like
then replacing them.
the
Right.
monster
It's like-
that Disney has become is finally going to come in handy by like tanking the
we're
AI
gonna
thing.
sue you into submission.
They just sue the AI.
They
overboard
released
into
like the
submission.
battalion of lawyers. They're all like winged monkeys.
Yeah, like
suits.
Yeah, but they only have 100 years,
You know
right?
what I think will happen
Oh
with
no, it's
this
Disney, dude. That's
is-
Warner Brothers, bro. This one's Disney, so they're gonna like do the Thanos portal thing where they all like come out and start fighting them.
But Mickey Mouse is just went out of copyright. All of their stuff will eventually be in 100 years done.
Dude, you know what that means? Kingdom Hearts 5. Let's
Hey,
fucking
baby,
do
let's
it.
go.
You got a new plotline to explain to your grandmother.
People just started drawing videos or pictures of just like Mickey Mouse doing crazy ass shit after that.
Yeah, just like sucking his own
That we
dick
need
and
to
shit.
poo horror movies.
I don't want to say it, but I'm glad you're here, Mark.
Yeah.
Just saying, that's what they did.
What did you say?
They made AI things of like Mickey Mouse sucking his own dick.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, like, I
How
really.
many of those did you look at?
It just came up in like a meme.
Just said plural. I saw one.
Aaron, have you seen this one?
Yeah,
There's 248.
I brought a box of
There's
tissues.
248 pictures.
I saved it just in case.
Oh man, that's gonna. Yeah,
you guys-
I hate. Like, there's certain annoying things about the new Twitter now that our daddy Elon took over.
Don't you mean X?
Now that it's X. The one thing is like nothing's censored. So the other day I accidentally saw a video of a monkey eating its own cum, and like that's been stuck in the back back of my head. He was just like really rudimentarily dragging off, like in a real poor way, and then he just ate his own cum.
Why did he? Fuck. Yeah, I feel like Nathan, you're the only person I know who still uses Twitter.
Dude, it's the best. It is leaps and bounds better than anything else. I know. Yeah, if you're
Again, just can't let it go.
if you are
he didn't say conservative. He said right. That's different.
if you are on the fringes of
No, he said
political
young
ideology,
conservative.
if you have any scaring ideologies that you hold very close to your heart, Twitter's the best next to perhaps 4chan.
It is pretty fun. It's like a fun.
As long as
forum
his
for, like,
ideologies align with
deranged-
Elon
The
Musk.
deranged. It's all these deranged people, all these like nerds.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
just in their basement,
Well, okay,
like
so-
like if you type like imagine typing a paragraph on Twitter to send to just put.
It's insane.
And then doing that like
No, see, this is the
routinely,
thing. This
just
is the thing,
ripping off your thoughts.
Twitter
just
is like
You got, I know.
so far
And then
behind.
bro,
go fucking go get some ice cream.
Twitter as a business was so
Yeah.
awful for so long. There was literally
Yeah.
zero ways to monetize your content on Twitter. Meanwhile, if you were a YouTuber, if you were on Instagram, if you were even on Facebook, there's a million ways that you can monetize your content. But Twitter just didn't do that for the longest time. So the people that got big on Twitter, they did it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
They did it because they genuinely love tweeting. So it did create a kind of user and a type of writer and type of content that you literally do not see anywhere else.
Well, they will
was
just funnel
genuine.
them to the other channels though that were monetized too. a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
They just
Like-
cross
Right.
promote.
Huh?
They just try to-
It gives you publicity.
yeah, and then
Sure.
they're like, go to my YouTube.
Go to my that's literally what it is.
Yeah, just
That's literally-
redirect.
But if you can get
Gives
big
you
on
the
Twitter,
facade of being an authority
like,
because a
I
bunch
don't
of
really
other
think
nerds-
that much of you. If you have a lot of Instagram followers, okay, first of all, I don't think that much of you, no matter how many followers you have. But like, especially Instagram, whatever, that's
Hey,
not that hard to get.
Jesus only had 12
Facebook,
followers,
whatever, you
so-
can add anyone. But to get a lot of Twitter followers, that's not really something you can like game. You have to genuinely put out content that people find like funny and like other people in little Twitter circles like enjoy. They have to boost their content.
that Twitter people find funny.
Exactly. Yeah,
You
which
have
is
to- you
it
have to
makes it
caveat
really
that.
niche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like,
Especially
there's
these
just no
days.
other content.
Wait, so
Especially
you
these
use
days.
Twitter a lot?
Yeah, that's like only social
So
media
Nathan, let
platform.
me ask you something.
Well-
If I say pussy in bio, do you know what I mean by that?
Pussy in bio. What?
Apparently, a lot of tweets, like the first reply is always just pussy in bio.
Oh yeah, because Elon let some
in
shit
bio.
loose.
yeah, pussy in bio.
Yeah, so if you, I think there's a lot of like porn bots on Twitter
Yeah.
now. I feel like more than there used to be. So like
Porn
I have a
bots.
bunch of, someone
gone wrong.
retweeted me recently, like someone I didn't know retweeted me, and I was like,
Yeah.
cool. But then I got like 4 more followers, and I was like, okay, cool, yeah, finally, my
This man who doesn't care about followers.
I'm blowing up, yeah.
I don't care about followers.
But I know. Then I looked and it was just like a bunch of porn bots that followed me, and I was just like, even better, baby. Wait, how old are you?
I feel like going back to AI, I feel like we have a kind of unique perspective on it living in San Francisco because we deal with, if you drive in the city, AI cars. Have you
Yeah.
guys,
We see the meat writing daily.
how often do you run into an AI car?
All the
Pretty
time.
often.
Oh, my
And
brother
do
told
you
me a
guys
pretty
also
wild story,
try to bully
actually.
them?
Wait, is
No.
sorry, what were you
Nathan has a
saying?
story about the robot cars.
My brother works for like a aerospace defense, like a very huge American firm.
Ooh, divest.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, exactly. They actually got protested. They got
Macklemore agrees.
Palestinian protesters at like a company picnic the other day. It was pretty funny.
Nice, that must have been
And then
awkward
like
as
some
hell.
boomer like threatened someone with a gun and like they had to fire him.
No.
Some boomer came out of his fucking Chevy
Holy
Tahoe.
shit.
There's a video of it. It's pretty wild. But anyway, he was telling me like
I think they
shit,
got,
bro.
he
I
works
think they
on
got to him.
on satellites, and there's parts of satellites that are like cameras, right? There's like motion stuff that is on a satellite, and he had a friend
Right.
that quit one of these major, I don't want to get sued, but one of these major like personless like automated AI driving companies.
Yeah.
And he was telling me
Autonomous
the
vehicle.
reason, yeah, autonomous vehicle, and the reason he left was because from the very beginning of the design of these cars, they couldn't get the motion like close to the street quite right. So what kept happening was if there was something small that kind of came under a certain plane of sight, it would just keep going and it would grab the thing and it would just keep dragging it. It happened to a cat. It happened to like a person, and they were freaking out because they were like, okay, well then we have to redesign all the cars. But then the guy was like, it's too late. Like all of these things are already out there.
So it came out
So
that
they
they
were
knew
like
it-
scrambling to come up with a fix.
So I know what you're talking about. So it came out that they knew beforehand that would happen.
Yeah, it came out that they knew.
Wow.
They knew the entire
It's the
time.
whole reason that they had
How
to-
many
I'm
fucking
saying,
stray
bro.
cats got
You
eaten
never
up by
plan
these
for every
fucking
situation.
cars?
There's no way there's no way robot cars can fucking work, bro.
All right, so there's one example of AI being a bad thing. And if we don't vibe with this, we can cut it out. But I want to play something that's AI related. It's about a minute long. Is that cool?
Yeah.
As long as it's a monkey eating its own cum.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I'm in the mood for that.
All right. So this is a principal at a school, at a high school in Baltimore, where the class, all the students, is predominantly black school. Okay, and they're underfunded.
I seriously don't understand why I have to constantly put up with these dumbasses here every day. Between these ungrateful black kids who can't test their way out of a paper bag, or these teachers who don't get it, how hard is it to get these students to meet their grade level expectations? Lawrence and Ravenel should have never been hired. And don't let me get started on DJ. I'm going to drag his black ass out of here one way or another. I'm going to get something to stick. I'm just so sick of the inadequacies of these people.
Whoa.
And if I have to get one more complaint from one more Jew in this community, I'm going to join the other side.
Okay,
Dude, this guy definitely is on Twitter.
So what do you? Okay, so that came out, and he was brought under investigation and suspended. And do you
you're a
want to
bad
guess how
boy.
this relates to AI?
Oh, was that AI
It
generated?
was AI generated.
Damn.
By the athletic director to get back at him because he was mad at him for some reason.
Oh shit.
And most people don't read the follow-up story, so they just know this guy.
Bro, this guy's
is
like
a
fucking
bigoted
Death Note
racist
ass
now.
fucking maneuver. God
no,
damn, that
man.
was tight.
Fuck for
that
life.
was a pretty Machiavellian
what
move,
a
my friend.
vicious
Yeah.
fucking
When he just threw out you.
Honestly,
might as well
that
just
is-
cut his throat, bro.
that's the best use of AI I've ever come across. in
Yeah,
a while.
wow, that's
Like,
hilarious.
way to
Is
go,
that not
Petty.
fucking scary?
Okay, but
That is
think
pretty
think about
scary.
this, right? So now you're gonna start getting phone calls from like your relative or something like
Oh
that.
no.
Yo, old people are already getting
fucking-
scam phone
Oh, no.
calls where they use AI to pretend that
I think
they're
the
someone's
thing that's the
son.
thing, man. This is all like technological innovation was all fun and games when it was B2B SaaS and your little stupid vanity platforms on your fucking phones. But when it starts manifesting into other more physical places, right? The roads, the fucking train, public transportation.
Oh no.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the
Scary.
airlines.
What if the president gets a call and he's like, "We've got a nuke Russia right now."
Oh my god.
And,
if
then,
the
and it's
president's
AI
getting
generated.
treated by
That-
AI,
I feel
then
like they're
we
gonna start
fucking
being used
deserve
for
it,
like
buddy.
scams and shit. You know what I mean?
But no, somewhere out there.
It'll sound like someone he
somewhere
trusts.
out there in Cameroon or the Philippines or Nigeria has already been born like the Da Vinci of AI boomer scams. Like that fool is going to use AI to do the greatest redistribution of wealth from the first world since the communist revolution. That guy is literally the fucking chosen one.
What the
They're
guys
already out
gather
there.
around to the computer? He's doing it.
How much? Oh, I tricked her. I told her her grandson was in rehab. He's
not gonna eat.
$6,000.
Dude, I'm addicted to that fucking book, bro.
It's
Which
really
one?
good.
Oh,
The first
dude.
one.
Bro.
I'm reading the second one right now, and it sucks. It is not very good. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I was like, when I read the first couple chapters on mushrooms, and I'm like, oh my god, this is even better than the first.
Yeah,
and
you
then
were
I just
pumped
kept,
up.
sitting
Now
with it. And I
imagine
was
if,
like, just
now
not
imagine
very
if
good.
AI wrote Dune.
Oh my god,
No.
it could not be more convoluted.
That's what I'm saying. There's no way
Yeah.
I'm
you
saying.
could ever produce anything like that with a robot, a derivative robot.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
That
If you
shit is
feed it
so
another
fucking
book.
weird.
derivative. That's a great way to summarize all AI. Today.
That shit
Yeah,
is,
it's derivative.
is so fucking weird. It's so Dune is so weird. You know what I mean? Like, even for the time period, it's like 1969.
I can't believe I'm reading it right now, and it's like, oh my god,
That's
like,
a weird ass fucking book, bro. The only shit that produces that LSD. You can't put a computer on LSD, bro.
no, you can't. Trust me, the CIA has tried.
You can't be inspired by love and emotion if you're a computer, bro.
No, you can only collect other people that were inspired by love and emotion and make shitty copies of.
Sure,
what
you
they've
can
done.
factor in things that have happened before, but the weights in which you apply these factors at the time that you create the thing cannot be replicated by a robot.
No, and it probably never will be.
The way in which these influences play into you and your output at that exact moment in time, you can't calculate.
Okay,
that,
but
bro.
according to Andreessen Horowitz, by
And how do you calculate the probability of other fucking
my
people
God.
and other entities also
Or not
having
Mark
that
Zuckerberg.
happen with them and you guys come together and do something cool?
Okay,
true.
but Mark Andreessen says that if you stop the progression of AI, you're literally killing people.
Wait, what?
Well, he has a
Who said
weird
that?
head. He has a weird
Mark
shaped head.
Andreessen says
The
that.
Anderson Horowitz. dude.
Another guy.
He would say
Dude,
that.
they have another guy who's like
Horowitz.
crazy big on Twitter, by the way.
He basically says that if you're stopping AI, you are by proxy killing people because the AI will end up saving people's lives.
No, I don't think so.
Me neither. I don't think that
Yeah.
either.
I think that guy's just really heavily invested in a
Yeah,
bunch
he
of
might be
companies
a bit
doing it.
biased.
You might
Yeah,
be a
just
little
tiny bit.
biased, you venture capitalist.
Yeah. Although they have a lovely office.
He's
near to
big
our
on
friend
Twitter?
Jacob's Place. Yeah, he's huge on Twitter.
I'm sure there's a bunch of grovelers at his feet, right?
Oh,
That was
oh
like,
my God, they
"Give me
suck
this
his dick.
attention, Mark."
Oh my God, Mark, you're so correct. Oh my God, amazing.
That's what
Everyone Twitter sounds like.
That's the collective
Really?
voice
Yeah.
of Twitter.
I don't want to lose this joke in my head, but it would be funny if like things get like starting to get replaced by quote unquote AI, but it's still just like 1,000 Indian guys. It'd be funny if I took my son into high school for the first day and like the teacher is like, "Oh, this is the first AI taught high school," and it turns out it's just 1,000 Indian guys
imagine
like
my-
trying to teach my
Jeff
son
Bezos has
algebra.
3 exploited Indian workers stacked on top of each other wearing a trench coat.
trying to teach algebra.
It turns out that's been Jeff Bezos this whole time.
Imagine you buy a self-driving car and it's just 10,000 Indian people.
It's just
They're playing Mario Kart. They're playing like real life driving simulator.
He's like built into the walls of the car. Like,
It's really his little joystick.
yeah, he's playing on like a Wiimote.
Dude, they're extra motivated not to get into an accident.
Please. Dude,
might as well.
Shout out
Might as
India.
well
Thank you
do
for all you've
You
done.
feed him with
Amazon's
gasoline.
chief innovation, I always say, is like at this point, it's just
God.
been worker exploitation.
Yeah,
How
absolutely.
can we exploit these
Like
fools
one of
more?
my homies like worked there, and he's like, at one point he's like, we also like really improve like delivery and stuff and shipping times. It's like, yeah, because your employees work a ton, bro.
Yeah, it's because like you monitor their bathroom breaks. You have
Yeah.
to pee
They have
in
to pee in bottles and shit.
Yeah, the piss bottle. And then there was one Amazon delivery thing where the guy like shit in it and then he stored the shit in the van.
Yeah, good for him. Well, hey, but did he get those deliveries on time? Yes. Did he increase shareholder value? Yes.
But guys, I ordered a 4th mic for Mark here and it arrived in one day. So
Oh yeah.
Wow.
is it worth
Look at
it?
that.
Yes.
100%.
They probably did do a lot to slim down the process, but then I feel like at the end of the day, it doesn't really make that much money. They probably realize that after a while. You're like, oh shit. It turns out doing stuff faster doesn't really command that much of a pricing premium. You have to charge them more, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the value of this has to come from somewhere.
It's indirect value.
We're not going to charge them more for it, so we're just going to pay the people less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where it's going to come out of?
And
These,
squeeze more out of
these
them.
dum-dums that didn't go to college that like we can exploit in our
They
shitty
didn't play this
warehouses.
stupid game well enough.
Yeah.
They didn't go to their little dog and pony show
need to
at
jump through this
university.
hoop.
Yeah.
Learn about the behavioral science known as economics and be able to hypothesize stuff that
supply
really
and
boils down
demand.
to human behavior at this point.
What's
And
the
use
most
that to get a job at a fucking consultancy firm where you just tell people what they need to do, but you're not really involved at all in them actually doing that thing. So you're not really involved in the implementation of any sort of strategic like maneuver.
Nope.
And then because you do that for 2 years enough times and you get burned out and you work fucking 14-hour days and shit. And because of that, you get to be the director of operations at a real company and you run like an entire organization now without really knowing what you're talking
what the
about.
fuck you've actually been doing? Damn, dude.
Because you didn't do that, now you have to
Man.
fucking work at an Amazon warehouse.
Damn, that rocks.
Mark,
Way to go.
don't say where you
Yeah,
work.
shout out.
but-
Like that's why Xi Jinping's really taking over, man. Like shout out. That's why he's like the China's just taking over.
No, they're fucking. I feel like it seems like they're on the verge of like
Way to go,
economic
China.
collapse.
No, people have been saying China's on the verge of economic collapse for the last like 20 years.
But no,
I
but
think
now
that's
it's
just
because,
Western
like-
propaganda.
Yeah, I wonder if that's true, but also like, no, like the real estate market is really like a huge bubble
sure.
that's.
But the thing
bursting.
about China is the only way they economically collapse is if their government collapses.
You know what my favorite thing about China
That's
is?
not true at
Have you
all.
ever seen like live
how
leak
so?
videos in
you
like
could
Chinese
just you
factories?
could collapse economically because the fucking resources that you're providing the world aren't worth what you need from the world.
Okay, yeah.
Damn.
You know what, you're right.
That's
yeah.
basically how it works.
But they keep selling us cheap shit over and over again
If
in
you can't
mass.
produce things that are worth the while, and like you're not offering enough natural resources or whatever, or like people
Right,
are
I guess-
finding now that they can tap into the
Okay,
Indian
yeah.
workforce,
Yeah.
except instead of the Chinese one, where now we don't have to like deal with your fucking weird rules and shit.
Okay, yeah.
Sure,
If,
that you
if,
impose
if
on
the-
us to be antagonistic,
Yeah,
right? Now
if-
we can work with India.
Now we go with India.
And we can put them in a trench coat and then call it AI.
and they can teach my son algebra.
And now we can charge you on you.
if the problem's big enough for it to fully collapse, yeah. If it's like a minor problem, they can like use their like autonomous government control to probably fix it. But you're right. If it's like completely fucked, then
Yeah, no, you're right though. Yeah, you're right. They could be very agile in something that could be like somewhat oppressive, but it would save the they could figure something out.
Oh, dude! Like I know this is a tangent, but last night me and my wife watched a documentary about Chinese foot binding.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Gnarly.
And did you bind her feet after you?
I looked at my wife's feet and I was like, damn, those things are fucking huge. That's disgusting. I wish I could just wrap those bad boys up, break your toes.
Ever since you guys watched that, when she walks, are you like your strides are quite wide?
They're not, dude. Like, yeah, they're really but I was watching it and I was
Could
like,
they be less wide?
like the origins of it were really fascinating because it was basically like a flex. It was like these super rich Chinese guys. It's like, you know how rich I am? I don't need to have my wife help in the field. Well, I don't know. Want to know the proof that she doesn't work in the field? I literally fucking bound her fucking feet and broke them, like, and now they're just super tiny. And we put her in these delicate little lotus flower shoes.
She could have just not worked.
Yeah, no, it got so bad that when the Chinese Revolution came through, the communists were like, "Yeah, we can't do that anymore. Like, no one's allowed to do that."
Hey, well, this is too far for us.
Yeah, like,
This makes it less efficient.
it's pretty
country.
fucked up.
Yeah,
like,
they're doing
yeah,
it.
you can't work in the
The
field.
throat of like a Taiwanese like child. They're like,
Yeah.
guys, this might be a little too far here.
Foot binding and communism do not work.
It had to be done with their children.
Because it was
they have to
an audacious
stop the
display,
growth.
or at least in the upper classes, it was an audacious display of wealth. Like, look at my like delicate, like she's never even seen the sun. Look
Yeah.
how delicate her skin is. Look at her tiny feet.
They're just making
Aren't I
her
rich?
into an
Like, don't you think I'm
object.
fucking rich?
She has like no
was a
vitamin
Lambo
D.
of
She's
the-
just
Yeah,
super
That's
sad.
the limbo of Ming
She never
Dynasty
gets sunlight, so
China
she's just
with
depressed.
You having your wife with
No
tiny ass
sun,
feet?
no exercise because you can't fucking walk.
Dude, sick.
sucks.
No, there was
stay on
also
one
this thing that was like,
topic at a time.
oh, the way they walk when they have the bound feet makes their pussy tighter. Like that was literally a thing.
Really?
Wait,
That was really what they thought.
Okay, well maybe.
Hold the horses.
Okay, maybe
I don't think AI can make a pussy tighter.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Come up with that custom.
Give me the AIOC.
Yeah, AI.
So then so I was in an Uber like a couple of days ago, and the driver was like annoyingly chatty.
Fucking no.
Chatty Cathy.
It was like Wednesday afternoon. I'm like, bro, please, like, come on, man. I'm just trying
Spare
to breathe
me.
for a second while I watch like the houses go by and I listen to my music and I have a
Yeah.
music video in my own head. Okay,
Yeah.
you're interrupting this time for me. But anyway, this guy he starts yapping and he's talking about AI and shit, of course, because he's driving a
No.
Tesla.
No. Why is he driving a Tesla and driving Uber?
What?
You get a
No,
lot of
because
people do that,
they lease
Mark.
them from like you
Ah,
can lease
yeah.
them.
And you can do the more
Yeah,
premium
yeah.
rides.
They don't
with
own the
Tesla.
Tesla.
You get paid more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably get tipped more too. They probably figure that out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Damn.
smart.
People are-
People
But
just
now
have a-
it's kind of backfiring because now I look at Teslas the same way I used to look at Priuses because every time I was ever in a Prius it was because of Uber, but now
Yeah.
every time I'm in
Yeah.
a Tesla, it's
Wait,
like-
hold on.
I want
Okay,
to see what happened. Yeah, what
Okay,
happened?
wait, what was I talking about?
That driver and he's bothering.
the
you.
driver-
Talking about
yeah,
AI.
He starts talking about how there's AI of a company that basically you can like feed it memories and information about a deceased person and like videos and stuff, and it'll recreate their voice so you can like have a conversation with them, quote unquote.
Oh,
This is,
God, dude.
this is halfway to a Black Mirror episode.
yeah, this is
Right?
literally.
So
Black
he's saying this, right? And I was like, when people, I feel like I've learned, but if a stranger is talking to me and they express an opinion, I wait to hear what they have to say about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You kind of want to like wait a bit and be like, all right, let me like feel like. let
See
me
if
what
he
this
is he
guy's
for
going.
this or is he buying one right now?
Dude, so he was like, you know, I think that's such a crazy technology, and like I lost my mom at some point, so and I was like,
Oh,
so
God,
what
dude.
do you think of this technology? I just asked him before I got out of the car, and he's like, I like it. Like I want to talk to my mom.
Oh,
was like-
God.
Wait a minute, because what freaked me out was like, this dude was such like a common goober, you know what I mean? Like this is like top
Yeah.
of the bell curve kind of guy, and I was like, how many fucking people out there think the same?
Holy
fucking
shit.
thing?
they're gonna want it.
And the whole time he's oblivious that his Uber driving job is going to be replaced.
But the thing
as
is,
well.
like, I
You know
don't-
what's
I
funny?
feel
Like,
like
the
that
same-
was. I feel like that was such a stark deviation from like humanity that like I felt like I felt compelled to like punch him or like hurt him. I was
Yeah.
like, I gotta take you out for the good of society of humanity,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
Like,
pretty wild, man. Well, I think it's the same amount of
That's
people
really
who are gonna want
sad
to do
in-
that. It's probably the
multiple
same amount
ways.
of people who like go to a fortune teller and do seances to talk to the dead. Like it's gonna be the
Yeah.
same thing. It's gonna be the same kind of
But you think they'll be down for robots?
But this is at scale, Nathan.
Yeah, no, because it's gonna be like those people, like the people who do the robot thing, are gonna think they're better than the seance people, because at least there's like, oh, at least I know it's not real. It's just kind of a thing, but it's kind of the same vein, and you're also equally a dummy for doing
Mark,
it.
how have you used AI? Like, do you use ChatGPT? I feel like
Well, on the same topic about the deceased being reanimated from the dead, there was a gun control ad for children, and it was using the dead children's voices to advocate for like banning of guns.
Yeah, that's right. And like the parents, like some of the parents, like opted into it.
yeah. So I guess they're like over helping other kids from
Sick
dying.
fucks.
And it didn't
That's
work
the
either. I
idea.
still got my AR-15.
Yeah, are you
baby.
serious? You think that's gonna like solve that? But the thing is, like, so what made me question is like, dude, like, Mark, do you think that like they did it for the cause or for another reason? Like, why would they be willing to do
They
it?
get-
I could see it being both. Like they probably do get paid, but they also do want to help reduce the number of guns and wish that they had their kids back.
Was there?
So they'll use their
Well, I
voices.
mean, if you want to bring attention to the ad, I guess they did it.
Yeah, true.
Wow,
I didn't
but
even-
like- but like
not-
somebody-
didn't work for me. I didn't hear.
You
about
think
this.
somebody who's a gun owner is gonna be like,
No.
the robot voices are right?
No, I really don't think so.
No, because that's also
not like-
not its intended target. Its intended target is women in states that have pro-gun laws, because like they hear it and they vote again. It's to convert
Right.
enough of those people,
I guess, but
not the gun
Right.
owners themselves. Nothing's
Exactly.
ever going to convince the gun
yeah,
owners
This man's
themselves.
on Twitter,
but guys, it's not like.
bringing the heat, baby.
I mean, I guess yeah, you can make more hurdles to get the gun, but if you're gonna shoot up a school, you're not exactly a law-abiding citizen, so you'll still figure out how to get
The
one.
thing is,
no
they can
matter
get
what you do,
grandfathered
you're-
guns from their parents or
Well,
somebody and just
Pandora's
give
out
it
of
to
the
them.
box.
Well,
my friend.
well, maybe. You know what I
Maybe.
mean? Like, wait, like, do you think a fucking suburban kid's gonna fucking tap into the fucking black market?
Yeah, and-
or do
and
you think
really-
it's easier if he goes to his local Walmart?
The black market could be his
For sure,
grandpa,
bro.
though.
Like,
The black market
the
could
more-
be his
it's such-
dad.
No, I can't. Yeah, like,
and
that's
the
such
more
a
hurdles there are,
stupid-ass
the more
argument.
opportunities there are for someone to.
Well,
like,
I'm saying the
realize what's
dad, like your
happening.
dad
Just
could
be
buy you a
reasonable
gun.
about the
That's what's
access.
happened
There'd
recently.
be people, because the thing is, like, when you look up these people, like, yeah, some of them never had any priors or whatever, but some of them were like demonstrated deviant behavior, had like a diagnosis of some sort, right? And it's just like, and they still obtain the firearms legally, and it's like,
Yeah.
bro,
This is kind of loops it in back to the topic of today's conversation, AI. Like, do you think AI is going to get to the point where it's creating like criminal profiles?
Yes.
It's like if you hit enough like behavioral things, either online or in real life, it's going to mark you like
black
in some
skin
internal
is more
database.
correlated with like,
Yeah, that's the
robbery,
danger, right?
Yeah.
Because then it's gonna go off the rails that way. But like it's gonna be like Minority Report, where it's gonna be like, oh, like every single aspect of you is tracked and trained in this AI
Yes.
model. It's just like, hey, according to this thing, you might shoot up a school in like 2 weeks.
They already have
Elon
automated
Musk's
cameras.
credit, like that is one
traffic
thing that
cameras.
he's been like vocally against for a while, like a long time. Is
What?
like AI?
Yeah, but he was invested in ChatGPT, and he only said, and then he sold his share, and then once they started getting successful, then he said that, and then he started his own AI shit. So
Yeah,
he's
there's
kinda
actually
talking
there's
about
an,
trying to create a
there's an
robo
AI
assistant.
companion on Twitter now called Grok.
Damn, I can't just give this guy any props.
No,
He
you
fucking
can't.
flip-flopped. He already realized where the money was.
That's why like you're better off never saying anything positive about Elon Musk.
He's probably lying or just full of shit.
Although I
in
will
some
say his
way.
hair
I mean,
plugs are like next level. You ever
Yeah,
see that old
great
photo?
hair
of
plugs.
his?
Whatever
Yeah.
money can buy.
That's
Yeah.
really the only compliment I have to give him, though.
Yeah, his shit's crazy. Dog.
That guy sucks.
He's like
Every
the
single time I see a
Picasso of,
Cybertruck,
How much
I
do you think
visibly
he
give
can
them a
bench
thumbs
press?
down.
How much do you think Elon
Damn.
Musk can bench press?
How much he what?
Probably, I don't know.
90.
90 pounds?
Wait, how much he bench presses?
How much do you
I mean,
think
he's
he
kind of
bench presses?
fat.
He's a bigger guy.
So that might help him a little bit. I bet he can
130?
I bet he can do two little 25
Dude,
pounds on
like
each
there was
side.
these really famous
That's
photos
75, I
of
guess,
him
yeah.
on a yacht looking gross. Like not only was he fat,
Yes,
but he was pale.
yeah.
And then right
Yeah.
after that, he went on Ozempic. So he looks a little
So
better now.
one plate is 135, so 145s on either side. That's one.
There's
that's
no
one-
way
that would be his
35.
max.
135.
0% chance he can do
I
that.
said 90 to start.
I think he could probably do that like once,
Maybe.
because that's not a lot.
It's really
No,
not.
it's
That's
not.
like my warm up weight.
Like if people can't do that, then like
I just-
That's
do
the
like 10
base.
reps.
That's the
you
basic
as an
level
adult,
for
it's
saying I
like
go to
you
the
are-
gym.
You are. I mean, you're on your way.
You're a victim.
You're on your way, is what I'm saying. Yeah. You gotta get out of that as fast as possible.
you're prey
you
right
gotta
now.
you gotta get above that like ASAP Rocky. Like, get out, please.
That's my most. That's my
Well,
most
if you
like.
if you can do a set of 8, I feel like that's to me that's like still
That's
pretty
fine.
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
I
love,
feel like I respect that, but if a dude does like one rep of that,
And you just
of
say,
what?
"Oh,
Oh, that'd be
135?
bad,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
Elon
he needs
Musk
to
could
keep
probably just do
going.
like one rep. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Regardless, like he also had sex with Grimes, who I love.
Oh, she has great
Over
music,
and over
man.
again,
I love
multiple
that.
children, dude.
He had 3 kids with her. No,
How many times did they have sex, Mark?
A lot.
many times. But they have
At
3
least
kids,
twice.
and then
3?
one of
Oh,
them was
3 times.
one of them like Grimes had, and the other 2 were from surrogates.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is like? What do you mean surrogates?
She didn't.
Like
she didn't
she
birth
took
them.
Her eggs.
huevo and his sperm, and then put it in another lady. That kind of surrogate.
And they
Why?
use
She
your
just doesn't want to
body.
be pregnant.
Yeah, because rich people can do that. It's like you can have the kid with
You
that
just
going
buy
through
someone
It's
else's
like a
body.
test tube baby.
Yeah,
that's what they
basically,
call
we
them.
use it
I mean,
You pay for
childbirth
someone
does
else's
take a
body.
lot out of someone. You're
Man, it
like
really
paying for life
crazy,
force.
and like I feel
Apparently,
like
it made her really sick too.
I feel like I have like the requisite like experience for
fucking
this, but I feel
ridiculous.
like yeah, I think there's certain amount of wealthy people who live a very uncanny existence like that. Like there's many elements of their
Unnatural.
background that are
Yeah.
very like unnatural and like uncanny like that. It's very it's kind of bizarre.
that's one market I think the Latinas out there can really corner.
Wait, what do you mean?
He's just carrying someone else's baby.
They're so good at being
Oh my
pregnant.
god.
Wait, I just realized.
So, like, I'm just trying to elevate my people. I mean, like, girl, if you're out there, if
Wait,
you're
I
listening
just-
to this,
I
be
just
This is
real
the job that
surrogate.
AI can't reproduce, baby. Let
Reproduction. The one that you can't reproduce.
Can't reproduce me, and he can't reproduce fucking.
yeah, bro, you can't
Latinas.
reproduce us. What's up, bitch?
But you can make good money. You get like it's like 30
Oh,
to
sign
60
me up,
grand.
bro.
I know, yeah.
30 grand, 9 months.
Yeah, exactly. Like
poop out a baby.
we just keep putting the tube in his ass and
Yo,
he's not getting pregnant.
Shout out women, bro. Honestly, like that is rough, man. Shout out women. You know, I was thinking. You know what trips me out? I start thinking about it and it like freaks me out. How like, imagine being. I guess like Mad Men's a good example of this, but just like imagine being like a wife, but even earlier than that, like hundreds of years ago.
Oh god. I hunt, you gather.
I'm just I'm out here gathering.
Like you're no. I mean,
hundreds of years ago isn't quite that far back.
maybe like 1890 or something.
1890
Yeah,
probably
no, that
sucked.
sucks. Being a woman in that time seems not great,
Still
especially if you're
kinda sucks.
not rich.
Before Prohibition. So before Prohibition, it obviously only happened because there was a boiling point, right? Where like men were just getting too drunk
Yeah,
and they were just getting too violent at home. So imagine being a woman right then or that. That's
dude,
fucking
that's
It'd be
the,
fucking bad.
terrible.
you know what? When women got
Hey,
the
turn
right
on
to
that light,
vote,
please, Jacob.
women got the right to vote, and then 2 things happened in quick succession. One, we increased the national age of consent from 12 to 15. It was fucking 12.
What
It
the
was
fuck?
fucking 12.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out women. Bring some sense to this country.
And then the second thing, the second major thing that happened after women got to vote was prohibition. Because like, hey, not only do I not want my 12-year-old daughter to get like fucked on by these like creeps, but 2, I'm sick of like these men coming home drunk and beating the shit out of me and everyone I know.
people
Wow, that
were
makes
just,
a ton of sense.
yeah.
Wow.
Man, when
shout out women.
people were just getting way too drunk. And like it was one of those things where like the prohibition thing, like it became like a topic of like political jockeying. So of course, just like corrupt people took advantage of it and like made it into like this oppressive like police state,
Yeah.
which didn't do anything besides give rise to the underbelly of like Al Capone and shit, and like bootlegging
Yeah.
and stuff, right? So it was like the rise of the mob,
Created a-
basically, is
Created a criminal like
a whole criminal
infrastructure.
underground, and you eventually gave us some really great Scorsese movies. So,
Oh,
yo,
dude,
hey, good
yeah,
shit,
dude,
bro. It all works out.
Okay, who can name? Okay,
all works out.
I know the answer to this. Who was the president that passed prohibition? Who was president when prohibition passed?
Can you give us the year that prohibition was passed?
All right, here's my guess: Howard Taft.
Around when was it passed?
It would have to be some lame-o.
Give me a range.
It was around like the
20s?
1920s.
I actually forget now that I think about it.
Actually, prohibition.
You don't even know.
no. It's hold on.
Yeah, because it was after the Roaring 20s. Because like it was like the
so you
late
did-
20s.
It was I think Harding or
20s.
Coolidge.
Harding or Coolidge?
Harding Coolidge.
Coolidge sounds right to me.
Yeah,
But I don't
those
know like
guys.
presidents very well.
I can name all of them because
AP history, we
as
had to do
discussed
that.
previously, I'm gay. But
Yeah, in AP history, we had to name them all in a row.
yeah, shit. Washington, Adams,
Really?
Jefferson,
Wow.
Madison, Monroe, Adams,
God
Jackson,
damn.
Van Buren, Harrison, Tyler, Polk, Taylor, Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley, Roosevelt, Taft, Wilson, Harding, Coolidge, Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden, and then Trump again. Am I right, Patriots?
Let's go, baby.
Am I right? Right, so, yeah, they made me memorize that in the 3rd grade, and it just never went away.
And now we know why. Now we know why.
Trump again.
Now we know why Nathan was reading pickup artist books where he was in his
You go on a date, you go on a date,
Mystery,
just do
please
that.
help. Like I keep
that
naming
was
all the
his-
presidents.
That
and
was
it
his
doesn't work.
haymaker. Yeah, that was his showstopper before.
Hey, baby, check this out.
Oh yeah.
Let's do that.
We've all had our mistaken showstoppers.
Honestly, if I was on a date with you,
you thought you had a
Nathan,
real finishing move, but you really did.
if I was on a date with you and you did that, get kind of horny.
Oh, dude, hell yeah! Finally, dude,
well,
I should've-
that's
I
not,
should've been in
I don't know if that's an
Nebraska.
insult or a compliment.
No,
to you.
compliment.
I think so,
Compliment.
too. I
That was
think
pretty
so, too.
hot. I love
Wait,
a
hold
man
on. We're
who knows
finally gonna figure
history.
this out. Which president passed?
Mark, what are you looking at?
Prohibited.
Still looking for it.
Hey, what's the guy who
Wait,
died?
Mark, what are you looking for?
1919, the president in 1919.
Who's the guy
It says
who-
President Woodrow Wilson, but that doesn't. I don't,
Oh, it was Wilson? Damn.
believe
Who's
I
the guy
fucking
who
hate that
died
guy.
in a? Was it Taft who died in a bathtub?
No, he got stuck in the bathtub.
Okay,
He didn't die in the
He didn't
bathtub.
die in it.
He was morbidly
Dude,
obese.
you want to know?
right?
You want to know some
Yeah,
crazy
he was.
shit about Howard Taft? He was also the military governor of the Philippines.
it was actually Woodrow Wilson. I can't
What
believe
does
it. What
that
the
like
fuck?
mean functionally?
Because okay, so
pre-president?
the president before him is Roosevelt. So Roosevelt fights the Spanish-American War, and then we kick the shit out of Spain and we take over all their overseas territories. So there's a lot of people like, oh hey, we have the Philippines now. Maybe we should give them their independence because that's what we did, right? Like we
Yeah.
fought off an oppressive empire, then we got our independence, and then no, McKinley, not Roosevelt. McKinley was like, nah, we're just gonna we'll hold on to it for a while, and then he made Taft the military governor. And it's just funny to think because Taft was fat for his entire life, so it's we take this fat
This
fucking American,
enormous
this huge
fucking monster,
and then we send him to the hottest part of the world, like in the tropics, where he has to
die
like.
already.
And then it's like it's not like he can't dress down. This is the fucking like early 1900s. He's wearing a fucking suit in the Philippines, just
Just
sweating
kind
his
of
fat
shoving it in
ass
their
off.
face, like,
Yeah, being
look
like,
at all the wealth I have.
kill as many of those doggies as I can.
He's all wheezing.
In high school, as a way to like learn the presidents, we were all assigned a president, and we like took them through like a March Madness style bracket, and we had to like debate for them. And I was assigned Taft, and I took him to the Final Four before the teacher just overrode it and said, "No, Taft can't be in the championship."
Why
Because
can't
I was,
Taft be in
I
the
was just like
championship?
funnier, so people would just vote for me.
Dude, that's bullshit.
Damn.
and then I go, I beat Abe Lincoln. In
What
the
the
Final Four, and
no.
the teacher was like, "No,
Yeah.
we can't have."
Really?
That was a crazy.
That's lame.
That was like
I know, right?
McKinley, Roosevelt to Taft is a pretty crazy time in our history.
Why?
Because McKinley got popped. He got killed by like an anarchist, by like a weirdo. And then like someone also tried to kill Roosevelt.
Man, remember when presidents got assassinated?
All the time. Do you know? Okay, you read about presidential assassinations. All those guys, like someone just walked up and shot them. Like there was zero fucking security.
We used to be a real country
Yeah, I know, right?
We
It
used
used to
to
be like,
shoot
yeah,
up
I'm president. I'll just walk out here.
because it was so unthinkable.
Yeah, like why would you do? But
To
like,
walk up
but
and
that's
shoot
funny because by the time it happens to McKinley, it's not unthinkable. It's happened like 4 times already. like, bro, just give him some security, please.
How do we stop this from happening?
I know. We've tried everything except for minor security around the president at reasonable hours.
Dude, now the president's. I love like reading about like the fucking limousines that they have and shit. You know, like the wheels are bulletproof and shit like that.
that's cool.
Or like
They
the
got-
Pope Mobile.
The what? The Pope Mobile?
Yeah, the Pope is in that glass car so he can wave to people, but he got shot that one time, so they had to put him in a Pope Mobile.
Oh yeah.
Someone shot the Pope.
Wait,
you know, there's
did
this
they,
really
did they
beautiful.
kill him?
No. So someone shot Pope John
Same
Paul
with
II,
Jesus.
and there's this beautiful photo of
Dios.
of Pope John Paul like
is
sitting
risen.
with the guy who shot him, like in prison, just like talking to him.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's just like, "You were right to shoot me. I've let a lot of kids get molested."
Damn, that's
Good move.
Are you saying? Are you
I
saying?
can't live with this shame.
Are you saying he harbored PDF files?
Shut the fuck up.
he did harbor PDF files, bro.
PDF.
Dude, that is like why do people still support that church?
I don't
Because
know,
like
man.
the cathedrals are lovely.
deep rooted.
So,
It's really nice.
bro, they
Teachings
fucking-
of Jesus.
Yeah.
They're slowly dying.
Wait, how long was that going on?
All religions kind of.
How long was that going on though?
Except for Mormons.
Definitely before my parents.
Oh no!
religion.
Since the fucking inception of the Catholic Church, like,
No,
dude, forever. Yeah, they've been ever since they not let. Ever since they made it a thing where priests couldn't get married.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of fucking like that just attracts a bunch of fucking weirdos.
Weirdos.
If you tell people like, hey, you can't have sex, and then like you
And
get to
you
be close
can
to
have
God.
sex. You probably will probably go do that instead.
Well, no, because it's like you're saying, like, hey, come serve come serve the church,
Hey.
and we'll absolve you of all your weird thoughts. And so those people are just like, oh, like,
I'm
okay, like,
purity
it's okay
now.
for me to not have sex because the only thing I want to do is like diddle little boys. So it just attracted a lot of people that were looking for like cover who just felt like bad about the shitty thoughts they were having.
Hey, this is a semi-natural segue into a story Mark told us earlier. Can you retell that, please?
What story? John?
Oh,
The story where you wanted free food in
yeah. But
college.
in college, everyone wanted free food, and this guy was handing out flyers, and he said like, "Hey, free food, just like hang out and we'll talk about Jesus a little bit." I'm like, cool. So I did go to his house, and there were a bunch of people there, college kids too, who just wanted free food, and we all read from the Bible, and it was pleasant, and we sang along. His wife sang pretty decently. She was mid, but the food was good. And while we were washing the dishes, he was just like, my wife, like, you know, sometimes I wonder about things. She could have been a bit prettier, but she's such a good wife. I'm so glad God gave her to him. But you know, I feel like I kind of settled. I'm like, dude, stop.
I told this to a complete stranger.
I'm just he's like, God keeps tempting me.
about this a lot.
Jesus Christ.
This guy is definitely this is weighing on his mind.
He was
Yeah,
like,
he's definitely. Been
you know,
having-
you start-
don't want to look at that guy's browser history, like for real.
You don't want to be like that, bro. You want to end up like that.
How do you
guy.
become a
it
Catholic
sounds like a
priest?
personal problem.
Yeah,
bro.
how does
You
one
wanted to- he's like, Catholicism.
It sounds
I think
like
I
he
wanna
might
get
have
into
trouble
that.
accepting himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
You know what
bit.
I'm saying? So it's hard for him to accept others.
You know what's
Wait.
cool?
Or maybe he just didn't realize he wasn't in tune with himself and he realized that he was that superficial.
Dude, you know, it's
just
fucked
wasn't
up
willing
about
to
priests.
I think Mark
It's
just
just
told more stories. That was so funny. The way you told that.
the priests used to like not even be like voluntary a lot of the time. Like sometimes if you were like from a big noble family and you had like 5 sons, the first one's your heir, and then the second one it was traditional to like make them go to the church. So sometimes you would just like
do
your dad would just
what?
make you be a priest.
Oh.
No.
So like you would be a priest and you're just like, I don't want to do this shit. So like a bunch of priests back in the day would still like have like, you know, like concubines. They'd still fuck. Like the Borgia, the Borgia Pope was famous for it. He had like side bitches in the Vatican. Like he was openly fucking the entire time.
But then didn't that lead them to like they just got too corrupt at one point?
yeah, and then that's when the Reformation kicks
Like,
in.
we're letting you
That's
guys
where-
like slay poon too much. You need to
Yeah,
chill
no,
out.
The priest got too like
Hungry like a
openly. That's where like Lutheran came. The Luther came and was just like, you guys, it's not even
It was
Christianity
the
anymore. What are you
indulgences
doing?
were
Yeah.
the breaking point.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, you used to be able to like buy your way into heaven.
My family's Lutheran, and I was brought up
Still,
Lutheran,
I mean,
so
it's low key still kind of like.
I know way too much about Martin Luther.
Martin Luther rocks.
He's
Does
pretty
he?
cool.
Yeah, except he wrote this book called "On the Jews and Their Lies."
he
which
writes
is- which is a real page turner.
what?
Let me tell you.
Who said that right after you said he? Never mind.
Yeah.
What is what, he's telling us without telling us. What is it
No,
called?
he wrote a book called "On the Jews and Their Lies."
What?
Yeah,
Spicy.
yeah.
Is it about the B'nai?
do you know any? Do you know any specific lies that you can tell us?
Let me. How much time we got left on the
Martin Luther was basically just like a like pre-internet shit poster. His big move was he nailed like 101 like or the 99
99,
theses
bro.
on the door on the wooden door of the church, basically just saying like, this is all the fucking issues I have with you people, and you just
It's
like
like,
nailed it up
Yeah.
if you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I
there.
got 99.
What is it called?
99. 99. These I forget what it's
Thesis?
called.
These
Yeah, 99
99
theses.
thesis and I don't know, whatever.
First of all, you guys are too friendly to
Damn it.
Jews.
I'm too white for this.
Like, number 2, you don't let me have sex with any other girls. Number 3,
I want the vanilla ice cream instead of the chocolate at the
at the church picnic, I'm always picked last on dodgeball.
The monk cut doesn't look good on me.
Yeah, I look stupid in my robe. Why can't I wear a blazer? Question mark.
No, actually-
and that
actually-
created an entire religion.
Martin Luther just kind of like accidentally created a religion because he was being a little bitch in a field one day, and there's like a big lightning storm, and the lightning like hit a tree right next to him, and he went, "Oh fuck, God save me! I'll do anything!" And then he was saved, and apparently God told him he had to create the Lutheran Church.
Dude, sick.
Dude, I feel like people do
How
that today.
convenient.
People do that today all the time. People do that today all the time, though.
Some John Smith
Yeah,
shit.
There's so
that's
many people-
literally the
yeah.
story of Mormonism.
There's so many people, no,
Yeah.
but like regular people who are religious because of like just like chance occurrences like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
are in Jesus.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like something got lucky on one occasion. I mean, I could easily. I mean, look, I'm wearing this cross right now because I'm kind of down with Christianity.
It's really hard to
man.
like.
I know I've gone back to
texted by an
being.
angel sometimes, you know.
I've been going more and more back to Christianity because like I was both me and Shane were raised in a
Yeah.
very particular kind of Latino evangelicalism.
Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah. But I find myself going back to God more and more as I get older.
I pray to God to protect my dad after, like, every night before I go to sleep, and my mom, and that they'll get along together. But I was like, maybe God protected us during the crash because neither my dad nor I died.
Yeah. I pray with I'm not even like teaching my son too much religious stuff, but I tell because I tell my son stories every night. I've just been picking random Bible stories, and then we pray every night with my wife too, just as like a little ritual. So it teaches him
think-
to at least like express gratitude out loud.
Even if
That's a
even
good
if
idea.
like you're someone who
say thank you.
doesn't believe it, it's still helpful for the people who do it.
It's a good vehicle for morality.
yeah,
Yeah.
like let's say
And
you're
responsibility
taking.
and appreciation and faith
and community.
and community.
Yeah.
And now, time for some 3-6 Mafia chat.
Yeah, hey, shout out to 3-6. People accuse me of being satanic because 3-6, like 666,
It's like, shut
Mafia.
up. That's such a late
so
90s
stupid.
Christian mom thing.
Yeah, their hit song, "We Love Satan," parentheses, "We're not joking." It's one of my favorite tracks.
But hey, sometimes those
Wait, is that
Christian
really a
moms are
song?
right because like remember
As above, so below. As above, so below.
I remember all the Christian moms hated Marilyn Manson, and it turned out he was
yeah.
actually a sex weirdo. He was actually a sex
It
pest.
turns out he like was an abusive maniac to like
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
ex. Like
Dude,
he
there's
was,
a
like-
whole Family Guy episode where they try to make him seem like a good guy.
Why?
Oh, because but that was before people
Yeah,
found
before it
out.
came out.
people found out. That
Yeah,
this guy
wait.
was
So he's a sex weirdo too?
yeah, he did some weird
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Remember that
There's
whole
that myth that he could.
that you
Suck
he
his
took
own
out his
dick.
ribs to suck his own dick.
You didn't.
Everyone knows that
you
one.
Gotta, shout out to my homie the monkey from that Twitter video. He didn't need any ribs removed to suck his own dick.
Shout out.
Oh my God.
Hey, speaking of monkey. Oh yeah.
Did you see Apes Together Strong?
So yeah. So
together.
So okay, so you know, you text us, Nathan, asking how the movie was because Jacob and I expressed that we were gonna go watch Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
That really rolls off the tongue there. That
Well, it
title.
turns out
You
That-
didn't knock out.
Neither of us saw that movie.
Oh damn.
but it turns out that this is actually a double cross because I did see the movie this morning.
What's the rating? Give it a rating out of 10.
I think it was
That's slick as
it was
fuck.
it was good. I think
Really?
it was pretty good, but like
Have you seen War?
it's sort of like unfulfilling in a way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because okay,
Cliffhanger.
my thing is like with these movies, I like all these movies. I like the Planet of the Apes movies.
I
always think I have like a good
too,
enough
but-
time watching them. But I really think that their weak spot is like anything that involves the humans.
Yeah.
Like it's just like I don't really care about the humans. I care about like the dynamics now between like the factions within like
Actually,
the
yeah,
apes and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
pretty cool.
And like the
Yeah.
humans can be there, but they have to be like developed more and not like
Yeah.
part of like there doesn't need to be a monkey that sides with them or a
Save
snake
me,
that
save
sides with
me.
them.
Yeah.
And this one there has one that sides with them, and it's like, but then like the human obviously ends up double crossing them at the end for what the human deems is like for the greater good, right?
of course.
But then it's like it's very frustrating because it seemed like this movie is to set up like the rest of like the trilogy, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So it ends very inconclusively.
But how are those the CGI monkey girls?
The
looking?
effects is fucking great, bro.
But I mean, are they like you see one of those CGI monkey girls walking down the street?
they do have like 8 boobs.
You go. Maybe I settled for my
They
life.
do have like 8. I did notice that. And I found it very distracting and it's sort of unnecessary. It's like I can tell which ones are supposed to be the female, but like some of them do have like 8 boobs.
Make
I don't know if that's real
the
though,
titties
anatomically.
bigger.
I mean,
No. Apes
do
don't have
boobs.
apes. We're the only ones that have exposed have female humans are the other ones where their tits are big all the time.
Oh, lucky us, bro.
I know, right?
Yeah,
It
let's
fucking
go,
rules.
baby.
Ooga booga.
But like all the other
they're
monkeys, it only gets swollen when they're breastfeeding.
Maybe they
yeah,
all are
there's-
in this movie. But
That wouldn't
Yeah,
make
I feel
sense.
like
the
after-
effects are actually great, and I don't know. I just think like I don't know, man. I don't know. I think there's like they could have gone deeper into some of the concepts that were set up because like the main villain that they show in the trailers and shit, like the king of the kingdom, so to
Yeah.
speak, doesn't show up. I fucking counted until like an hour and 20 minutes into the movie.
He's the king.
And
long is the movie?
they spend a lot of
3?
time developing the relationships between like the main character ape and like the human, and like it's really just lame. It's just like it isn't. I feel like the humans'
Yeah.
presence suspends the disbelief because like they're thought to be by this point in the future like feral like
Yeah,
animals.
they've switched places.
But it turns out that the human girl is lying and she can actually speak English.
Well, that's stupid.
But when she does, it's so eloquent and normal. You know
my
what I mean?
God.
It's like, wait, how can it
Actually,
be
this
thought that
whole
this
time,
language
I
is
can actually
extinct,
speak English.
yet they speak
Yeah.
exactly how they used to?
That's
And
weird.
she's wearing like ripped True Religion jeans and shit. 300 years in the
Really?
future.
Shut
It
the
just
fuck
doesn't
up.
make any
Really?
sense. I mean, you know what I mean? But she's wearing jeans at all.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, yeah.
how the fuck do you have
I think after the second one, what's the second one called?
those Levi's, bro? They're built to last.
It goes,
Yeah, they
wait,
are.
it goes Rise. What's in the middle? Dawn. So I feel like Dawn had the perfect balance of the apes and the humans, and then from War on, they
Okay,
kinda
but also
lost it.
Rise and Dawn mean the same fucking thing. That's
It's really annoying.
It's annoying titles.
They're
That
always
is,
like,
that
they're
is
always
very
conf-
annoying
always
because I was
yeah.
thinking maybe the second one's called Rise. Just
Rise,
now.
Dawn.
Mark, what do you
more.
think of the Planet of the Apes movies?
I liked the first one.
with James Franco.
James
Yeah, with
Franco.
James Franco. I thought that was pretty
James
good.
Franco accidentally ends the world.
Did you see the second one?
Way to go, James.
I saw the second one as well.
He sneezes on it.
I don't really remember it. Like, to be
really remember
real,
it?
I remember there was a Caesar ape who was really savage in one of them that I saw. That was pretty good.
I think that's the main guy.
I mean,
yeah.
you're not wrong. Yes, there is a character.
So
called
yeah, man, I don't know. I felt like it was a cool movie, but I feel like I sort of wasted my time.
Caesar. Could AI make
Yeah.
a better CGI monkey?
Monkey movie. We need the whole monkey
more
movie.
interesting
Okay,
one,
but yeah.
baby.
So there's so many things
I
now,
mean,
though, right?
you just look and you know that monkey
Yeah,
pussy.
the
don't look
monkey
has
different.
6 fingers.
There's so many stories though, just like more and more things that are being revealed to have been AI, and it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like some of them, dude. Like,
What, do
like,
you have another example?
LinkedIn executive Twitter post, like LinkedIn posts from executives
Great.
are now.
Why would you be that
AI.
lazy for as the CEO to have an executive post?
Because
on,
you
like,
don't care. You just want the fans to get horny,
Hell yeah.
Also, you're
and you want to seem like inquisitive. So you just like
Yeah.
model your like answer after like Malcolm
man.
Gladwell.
Oh, dude.
And like fucking
Gross.
like what's that dumbass's name? The other pop scientist, Adam Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
You're
one of
basically
those
like on
guys.
that tier.
I wonder if that.
Yeah,
that
you just want to
that
be like the
linked-
next guy like that.
I wonder if that LinkedIn post about how you should be working out like Mark Zuckerberg was AI generated.
Shit, probably. But there's this guy who invented an engagement model on LinkedIn. Like he wanted to create a way to like react to posts on LinkedIn faster because like
Yeah.
if you react to posts on LinkedIn, people follow you, people like you. And he just like had one that like you click a button and it auto generates, and he was going through, but he accidentally auto generated like a congratulatory thing on someone's post telling them about like how their dad died.
That's the risk you take for
that's
posting such personal information on LinkedIn.
That's true, yeah.
You know, you sort of invite that, and you know what? You deserve
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I
well, there
think
you go. I'm glad you guys
fucking-
are on the right
What
side
do you?
of history.
How dare you?
Yeah, why are you
Yeah,
posting about your
LinkedIn.
dad?
On link, I should fucking.
disgusting for clout.
usually the posts are like so. It'd be like my daughter died
then-
at the age
but
of
then,
5 today.
see-
and what I learned from it in terms of business sense is that
Yeah, so like,
I think like the proliferation of all this stuff
Yeah.
will just like it'll end up making all the content completely irrelevant because like it's gonna be so infested with AI. There's like a theory right now that that's eventually gonna happen. Like all these platforms are just gonna flood with AI content. It's just gonna be like shit. Like,
And I
it's
hope the
garbage.
pendulum will swing back the other way.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, like we've talked about this on the podcast
so
before.
many
Where I think this is a good.
pendulums.
We're about reaching time. I think this is a good
Yeah,
way.
we're at about let's go 15 more minutes because we're probably at about an hour 15 since Mark finished his meal.
Oh, okay. Oh, never mind then. Anyway, folks, what's the deal with airline
let's
food?
just do
What's the deal
oh,
with
no,
that
no,
Jerry
this is good.
Seinfeld movie?
How are businesses using AI to sell more
we
shit?
got 20 more minutes.
Yeah, how
so
are
if you
businesses
have something
using
you want to say on
AI to sell more
now's the time.
shit?
I have an example.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
My company and many of them end up using AI to summarize conversations. You've seen it in Slack, probably. You search for something, it gives you an answer from a bunch of people.
Really?
How your company is summarized.
I don't use
that's
Slack,
pretty
so I've
sick.
never.
No, dude, because you work for someone who would have a very high end Slack account. I think a lot of people probably haven't
There's
bought
probably
that tier yet.
premium AI.
It does come up with pretty good answers, but of course, it's just paraphrasing things other people have said.
Right, but that's actually kind of that's actually kind of a useful.
So
It is saving you time on search for
the
sure.
biggest problem with that is that if it's even 1% inaccurate, you cannot use it.
What's inaccurate is the original people have built it off.
No,
of.
if
Right, exactly. So you're like subjected to like the competency of your workforce.
It can-
which
it
if it's
can- they can-
slow,
It depends on the competency of your workforce.
If
Yeah.
your workforce sucks, you're gonna have a shitty answer every
Yeah.
time.
But the thing, like, basically, my
improve?
point is if you can't 100% trust it, it's like self-driving. You can't use it at all unless you can 100%
Well, maybe,
trust it.
maybe.
It saves you more
It
time
might
than
have a
scrolling
lower
through
error rate
every
than humans,
post.
but
Well, true. I guess if it has a lower error rate than a human, then you can use it.
but it won't. It probably won't.
It might.
Well,
Someday.
okay, and also the thing I was thinking is like with B2B software, that is literally the only that's the only application where I feel like it could be helpful is in terms of like productivity. But like
Summarization.
while that is cool, I think what that ends up doing is just increasing the amount of projects that somebody's going to need to be able to do now because you can do them faster. It's
Yeah.
not going to make your job necessarily easier. It's going to make the task more like routine and monotonous, but you're going to have to do it just more times. I think.
Oh shit, you're right.
I think
You
it-
think we trust our employers to be like, oh, okay, yeah, do that in 5 seconds.
I mean, it can
And just do whatever the fuck you want with the rest of your day.
Well, yeah, true. It can reduce some of the monotony.
country?
Like,
Basically, fuck.
You might
so
have to squeeze
the
more
way
out.
that AI
Oh, we're so fucked, guys.
The
We
way
don't
that
think we
AI is-
understand this.
It's done.
It's crazy. We are underestimating how fucked we are because of this shit.
the way that
It's
AI
bad,
is-
bro. You
AI
saw
is-
that fucking
what?
thing. People are gonna be
What?
able to talk to these things and have like AI girlfriends.
Oh yeah,
basically.
did
AI
anyone watch
girlfriend,
the
yeah,
AI
dead
girlfriend
loved one.
video? I actually didn't.
There's
watch
that
it.
video, right?
Remember that
Dude,
post
have you-
from
you
your
haven't seen
manager,
it?
and it was just like, finally, girlfriends are finally here.
I said that. Yeah,
Yeah,
he,
it's okay.
like posted about it on LinkedIn.
I want to see that. That's hilarious. On
So, yeah,
LinkedIn.
so if you don't know,
That's a career ender,
ChatGPT's
bro.
like newer version is basically ChatGPT combined with Siri, and it's a little bit too flirtatious to the point where it kind of feels like it's wanting you to like fuck it.
Is that in production
heard
though?
that,
Is it
yeah.
prod?
I don't know, but they did put out a promotional
it-
video showing it off.
So
wanted
the thing is,
to
though,
make
is
it
that,
sound like it would fuck
it turns
you,
out that
so you
like
buy it.
Google did a promotional video of their like Gemini thing, and it
Yeah.
turns out that like it was completely fake.
What a surprise!
Like what they did is that they manipulated the model by putting in like very specific inputs
Yeah.
that they right and to replicate it at least in the UI, and they kept trying it over and over again, but they
Damn.
only kept the clips that worked, and then they dubbed it over with the voice saying like giving it a different command that seemed more simple at least.
This is so funny. This is just like an episode of Silicon Valley where the guy wants to. He's
It's
basically
complete vaporware.
he's pitching a technology that can recognize food and then label it, but to basically swindle the VC, they just make it be able to detect whether or not something is a hot dog. And then they put a hot dog in front of it and it says hot dog. And they're like, okay, now you want to buy it, right? But then they're like, well, try something else. And they're like, no, don't.
Yeah, that's sick.
Wait,
Well,
what?
what's better? What's better?
It's just it's a TV
what
show.
Google did, or having 1,000 Indian people just do the work?
Well, yeah. well, like the thing is, like it might.
Definitely 1,000.
So I feel like with the AI,
Google did is more scalable. dude.
but I feel like the AI girlfriend thing, like that needs to be available for me to even believe that it's real and not just like complete nonsense.
No.
like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
No, you know,
it's
speaking
really
of,
easy
I
to
see what
fake
you're
a
saying.
promotional
Speaking of
video
AI
like
girlfriend,
that.
the opposite. They were interviewing the founder of Bumble, who's a dime, by the way. She's fucking fine.
She's pretty
She's
cute.
hot. But she was just like, yeah, the future of dating, or at least the way we envision it here at Bundle, is just having your AI
Ugh.
go on virtual dates with
Yeah.
other people's AIs and talk to them, and then you'll find matches that way instead of you having to go on there being on all the time. And then when you guys meet up, like you'll have your AI fuck its AI to the point where like, you're just like you're the humans are completely out of the equation, and then AIs are the ones taking over our romantic and creative lives simultaneously, and that's how they'll win.
So the spontaneity, the
What the fuck?
There's a
the spontaneous,
There's
the
a guy-
incidental,
there's a guy that created
Gone.
there's a guy
the
that
flash,
created
the
an
lightning
A-
strikes of life and romance.
a guy's creating an
bro,
AI
not on Bumble.
girlfriend. A guy's-
Although if no one's finding romance on Bumble, let's be real, folks. Come on.
But
Do
you,
you-
might,
do you
but
guys-
you are though. There are people are though. I know people who have.
hey,
I know people who have met their partner on dating apps and are married to them happily.
Oh yeah, everyone does.
Because I feel like now
Right.
it's at that it's at that adoption
Yeah.
level.
Oh yeah,
right?
of course.
yeah.
There used to be. I remember when Tinder first hit. People used to be really ashamed that they met on like social media.
I feel
it's
like
totally
Tinder's
normal.
still kind of like sketch though.
Oh
It's
no,
like-
Tinder's out.
Tinder was the first like big one, you know what I mean?
Right,
But, like,
right.
but like now, if you told me like, oh, how'd you meet your partner, and they're like, oh, Hinge,
But
then
if
I'd
you
be
said
like, fine.
Tinder, I'd be like, what?
Yeah, that would be true.
now,
man.
yeah, it'd be like, because Tinder's for like
It's like
Tinder's for
pure
hookups.
hookup. It's
Yeah,
like
for
it's like a
sure.
wasteland.
Wait, did you
now.
guys see the guy who made
I mean, they're all wastelands, but
Did Do you guys see the guy who made an AI girlfriend that he could have sex with?
How?
That's pretty great.
He made like a like electronic, sex toy, and he like hooked it up to like an AI person that would like talk to him, and
Mark, what's your take on that technology?
so he's like fucking his
Yeah,
wife.
Sign me up,
Fuck,
buddy.
an AI girlfriend.
Do you think it would help
It's
that
going to
path-
make more incels.
Do you think it would help the
Maybe,
pastor?
I wonder if it would make them less incel or more. I can't tell.
More. Well, now they would
Because
be
I feel like people could have been salvaged by some introspection and hard work and dedication.
Probably more.
You
is
know what I'm
I'm
saying? To
leaning
play the
towards, but
metagame.
Well,
Or like some
I mean-
incentive to learn the metagame and just play it well.
I mean, that
Try to make
to learn our
yourself better.
courtures rituals that in humanity.
No,
Go to the
that's-
gym,
those
maybe.
guys are gonna immediately give up.
it'll
Yeah.
further entrench them. That's actually the incel's dream. Is they're like, great, now
They're
we can
validated.
make women obsolete. We don't
Yeah.
need them.
With some, artificial
Right,
boobs.
which is but in reality, it's like no, we as humanity don't need you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you, but so it's like you either have to like get with the program here if and like not make this your personality or figure
gonna
some
kill
way
you.
out, or that's it, right? You're just gonna go away.
Well,
But
I
now
mean,
if you
it's
have,
kind of
like,
natural selection, right?
But there could be even if it's like
not gonna
8% of
procreate.
those people who could have been just saved by having no other alternative, so to speak. Now that's not gonna happen. Maybe.
No. Well, I mean,
Well,
but,
maybe
like,
they won't
there's-
shoot things
honestly
up,
though,
though.
like
Maybe
good,
they'll
like
finally
self-select
stop.
your way out of this fucking gene pool. We don't need you. Like, do we
They'll
need this
do
many
that.
people?
They might
Oh, you're right.
actually find some level of validation that they needed to not go postal.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
maybe.
you think
That's what I was thinking
because
on
they're
the good
getting
side.
milked by their AI girlfriend, they won't shoot up a school.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm kind of down for that.
No, this goes into.
and then
I
they'll
think it's
also
just
be
gonna
weeded
make,
out of the gene pool. Everyone wins.
As long as they're just docile, like empty of cum.
What if
at
we
all
can put them in a
times.
tube? Then we can like attach
Just like that monkey.
That's
we
good.
can attach.
Just like the monkey.
Yeah, we can basically just like attach the screen to their heads and put them in a pod and harvest their energy.
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah.
Let's just do the
It's
Matrix,
like
with
Matrix
them.
style,
Let's just do the
baby.
Matrix with them.
Yeah.
that'd
No,
be
but
cool.
it's like this has been my take because I think it's just gonna make because we're seeing the beginnings of what you guys are talking about through porn, right? There's mass cultural porn addiction. I think
Deepfake porn.
deepfake creepy. I saw
Pussy in
I
bio.
saw an AOC deepfake porn once and it really disturbed me.
I've seen the
Oh,
Joey
yeah.
Smith one.
How did you see it?
It really disturbed me, and I was just like, I gotta be alone with this real quick. I just gotta be alone.
He accidentally saw it.
I didn't know.
AOC porn.
Someone once again shout out Twitter, the same
I would-
platform that served me that video of the monkey coming in its mouth.
AOC's pussy
Now
in
I'm looking
bio.
at like AOC deep fake porn, but I was just it made me really sad. I was just like, damn.
Was
dude,
she
like,
hot?
God damn it, Jack.
Was it well done deepfake?
No, it's not. None of those deep fakes are well done.
No,
they all
it was
look
just
kinda
like
weird.
it was just photoshopped like white background, square head over the person's
It was
body.
basically just like a regular porn happening, but someone like did like AOC's face on the porno lady.
and it had like two images. One was
Right.
like this, and one was it just
Yeah,
went
I
between
mean, like
them.
her. Yeah, it didn't look like a human
little
reacting
blurry.
to it. It just looked like, but nonetheless, it made me sad. But so
made
I
your-
was
made your dick
my thing with that is like porn addiction's bad. It's prolific, and like I've always thought to myself, like I would prefer young boys. Like if you're always looking at porn, you're always looking at porn. Shut up. Let me finish this
I'm gonna
thought.
clip that.
I would prefer young boys.
Nathan
like-
prefers young boy.
I'll wait till okay, I deserve that. one.
Okay, sorry.
I would like if I find out you're a boy and you're like every single fucking day looking at porn, every single day you're jerking it off to porn, I think it would be emotionally healthier for you to go to a prostitute. And I would prefer a world where those boys
Okay.
could just go to prostitutes because at least you're touching a human. There's something in the physical space. Like always having like your arousal be tied to like the digital space is like damaging to the psyche.
I mean,
and
as long as it's
only going to get
consensual-
worse with AI. It's
As long as it's
only going to get
consensual
worse.
and you're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
doing
definitely.
STDs and stuff, then
You're
yeah,
right,
for
man.
sure.
I would rather
But then
them
those
just
people
get a
won't. I
hookup.
feel like like you're saying they won't like have families and stuff.
They'll be weeded out.
Yeah, let's be weirded out.
They'll just be like.
But dude, and then it's like I think that
They'll be
corresponds
churned.
really nicely with the
churn.
general increase in the price in the like how much the cost of living, how much it costs to live. Like I think like
And it should cost
maybe like
less
those
to-
things will intentionally be pushed on people because it's like, hey, don't breed. Like no. Now we're gonna use AI to reduce the amount of work that it takes to run society, and then we're gonna put these poisons out there to encourage you not to breed. And then here's all these distractions. Here,
But that's less subscribers they can have.
Oh, sure, good point.
And then who's next?
Everyone, and then the machines take over, and then we have the Matrix.
Then
And
who's
we join-
next, bro? Who's deciding?
Oh damn.
Uh-oh.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Oh man, I'm like, it's like maybe I've consumed just too much science fiction.
Probably.
Right.
I mean, we all have.
There's this one comment I saw on Instagram that was so fucking funny where it was like, it was like, I invented the Storm Necronomicon or something like that, like in my book, and then it's like, now this tech company announces our new product.
Yeah, I have
The
a,
Necronomicon from hit novel. Don't invent the Necronomicon.
I saw a similar comment in that same vein. Was I once again am asking our tech overlords to watch the entire movie.
Yeah, seriously, watch the whole movie. That's so true.
It's like they watch Act 1, Act 2, and they go, "That's pretty cool," and then they just leave and go make it.
They don't get the message of the movie where it's like, don't do this. So wait, Mark. So how do you think this whole AI thing is gonna play out, Mark?
I think it's going to get better over time. I don't know that it will be able to reason that quickly, but there will come a future when it becomes helpful enough that there could be a wearable. Like they're already trying to build it today.
All those wearables suck, bro.
They suck right now. They don't fucking work. But there will come a time when they eventually will work. And then we'll be using so much computing power that the planet will just die out. We will use every resource and we will fucking die.
But then, wouldn't
In
it
the
also
meantime-
weigh like 15 pounds if it has to do that much computational power? Like,
No, you just have
There will be a short heyday that we get to live
a
through.
box fan on your chest to keep it cool.
it'd be like a helmet. It burns your head.
I think there will be a brief,
shoulder pads
nice
showing up to my
time
Hinge
where
date with
creators
my
can
wearable
create what
AI.
they want to create
And then
cheaply.
they put the battery by your crotch to unknowingly make everyone celibate.
People start spontaneously combusting.
And all for the functionality of being able to press a button and be like, oh, what was the heaviest elephant ever weighed? That's literally the only thing you're fucking using this thing for.
Well, at least I know now.
How do you treat third-degree burns?
What's the difference between a second degree and a third degree burn? Yeah.
Well,
It
well,
fucking
I'm glad
sucks.
that we can at least gather together in the physical space with each other weekly. Mark, thanks for joining. We'd love to have you back.
You can come back whenever you
You can come
want,
back
Mark.
whenever you want,
Yeah,
Mark.
whenever you
Honestly,
feel
you
like
have an
it,
open
buddy.
invitation to join.
I bought
the
a third
Pretend
mic,
Friends.
so let's use it. Or fourth mic.
Yeah.
Great.
Fourth mic.
Thanks for coming.
All
Thank
right.
you so much, folks.
All right. Enjoy
Love the
your
one you're
life
with.
before the Earth burns
Before
up.
the overlords take over
Before the-
and we get Eiffel Towered by
Before the
technology.
AI overlords take over, go ahead and go into the description of this video below, and there is a link to a video of a monkey eating its own cum. Thank you, folks.
Good night.